Alright, so I just read a very interesting article about PEDs and how a study was conducted in which a sample of in-competition results were analyzed, and it found that out of the sample, 45 PED abusers actually won the fight and 65 lost the fight. So apparently marijuana was removed from these findings, most likely because it's not a freaking PED, regardless of what these anti-doping associations believe. But anyways, I guess it was just all the banned substances. It wasn't any specific ones. So they found that 45 abusers were able to win, 65 took a loss. So according to this article, PED abusers aren't even batting 500. They don't even win half the fights they participate in. Now, the way I see it, in today's climate, the popular thing to do is accuse a fighter with some success as being on the juice. Now, we all know that PEDs help, but the million-dollar question to me is how much? Now, obviously, we hear nothing but slander about Manny Pacquiao, who may or may not have been on PEDs. But my position has always been that taking PEDs will not automatically guarantee that you will turn into an 8-division champion. Everyone seems to believe that if you shoot up some juice, all of a sudden you become a world champion. According to these findings, that's not the case. So obviously cheating is wrong, and I think abusers should be severely punished, but punished for the real shit. Apparently, according to this study, PEDs don't generate wins. I mean, these dudes aren't even hitting 500. Abusers are losing more than they're winning. So now I guess the question should be, one, are the premier, top of the food chain fighters using, but just not getting caught? I mean, do they have the best scientists in their camp that they can just fool the system, so to speak? Or I guess on the other end of that, are the people getting caught just too dumb to know how to beat the system? That's a valid question. So I guess you could make the argument that the top guys are cheating. They just have the money and resources to beat the system, or possibly buy off the system. Two, are the PEDs that these fighters are getting caught for useless? Is meldonium really a PED? I mean, will slamming a Red Bull give you more energy than taking some of these PEDs? So when you start reading about this, I mean, I'm starting to really feel bad for these fighters. I mean, everyone wants a clean sport, but with this ever-expanding prohibited list, it's getting ridiculous. Now, I'm no expert, but when you hear what these fighters go through, it's really sad, man. I mean, now I'm talking about fighters who are subject to random testing. Not the fighters who allegedly have anti-doping agencies in their pocket like Floyd Mayweather. But I'm talking about these Olympic-style fighters who are subject to random, around-the-year, around-the-clock testing. Now, I mean, apparently the prohibited ban list is so broad. It not only covers a lot of stuff that can be purchased at GNC or that type of, over-the-counter supplement, but even worse, it has some medicine products in there. Now again, I'm no expert. I'm just what I've come across. I mean, they're saying things like, for example, if a fighter gets sick, like we all have been sick with the common cold, flu, whatever, and they take a common cold medicine, such as like Robitussin or something to alleviate the pain, sore throat, runny nose, whatever. There's stuff in there that is banned and can get you suspended. And as we've seen in the UFC, for some of these up to 2 years. So I mean, fighters have it rough enough as it is, and then they aren't even allowed to, take the simple medication to get rid of a cold, which many people, if they get sick, they'll call in, take a day off work or whatever. Where these guys can't even take medicine, over-the-counter medicine, that is. But anyways, I don't know, I just thought this was an interesting article about the fact that these PED users that are getting caught aren't even winning these matches. But again, like we said, there's always the belief that they're not taking the good stuff, or the really good fighters have the money to beat the system, and that's why they're not getting caught. Anyways, for me, it was interesting. I don't know what you guys will think. Have a good day. Oh, the link is down below.